Okay, caller, you are on live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Kerry, and I'm calling from Stockton, California.
Oh wow, I've actually driven through Stockton a couple times. Aren't you guys close to Sacramento?
Yeah, we're about 50 miles south of Sacramento. Maybe I don't know, maybe a 45-minute drive, half an hour if you're speeding.
Yeah, right. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so what's on your mind, Kerry?
All right, so I've been seeing this girl for a few months, and things are going pretty good, I think. We like each other a lot. We love hanging out. We get along, all that good stuff. The thing is she kind of sort of implied that she wants to make things official, which I wouldn't mind because I like her a lot too. But I'm I'm kind of hesitant because most of her friends are guys, and a couple of her
Oh
guy
boy.
friends are guys that she has been with, like had sex with. One guy, according to her, she dated for like a year, and the other guy is someone she said she was just in a situationship with for a few weeks. The situationship guy, she said, wasn't that serious. It was just about sex or
Of
whatever.
course. Right.
And the guy that she dated for a year, she said she cheated on him, or I'm sorry, she said he cheated on her all the time, and that's why they broke up apparently. But I'm afraid to bring this up because she's had these guy friends, according to her, for a long time. And
Of course.
so I know that if I say something, she's going to put up a fight. And I know this sounds bad, and I know this is going to make me sound like a little bit of a simp, but I don't want to lose her because I really, really do like her. So I'm calling to get some ideas about how to handle this particular situation.
Okay, Kerry. Okay, first things first. Let's get some baseline information. How old are you? How old is she?
I'm 33 and she's 28.
Okay, and you said that you've been seeing her for a few months. Is that 2 months? Is that 8 months? 3 months?
Almost 5 months, I think, something like that.
Okay, and how'd you meet?
I met her on Hinge.
Okay, and okay, so you met her on Hinge, been seeing each other for 5 months. When did you find out she had all these guy friends?
She, this is funny. She actually told me on our first date. She was talking about
Oh wow.
all of her guy friends and about how guys are easier to get along with than other girls.
Damn.
And I kind of agree. You know, she says there's no competition, there's no cattiness, no jealousy, stuff like that.
Okay, and did you say anything about it?
Not really. I mean, I kind of mentioned, like, towards the end of the day that I try to stay away from girls who have a bunch of guy friends. And, you know, of course, she told me that I had nothing to worry about.
Yeah, well, of course. That's what she has to tell you. How did you talk to me about the how you found out about these exes that she's friends with?
She came right out and told me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she said, "Hey, just so you know, I'm friends with a couple of guys I hooked up with, but it's over.
Damn.
You don't have to worry about them, blah, blah, blah."
Okay, and she just came out and told you this unsolicited? You didn't ask her about this?
Well, I asked her if she had ever hooked up with any of her guy friends after she told me that most of her friends were guys. And she said not while they were friends. And then that's when she told me about the exes.
Okay, okay, wait a minute. I'm a little confused here. So she said she never hooked up with any of her guy friends, but then she said that she was friends with her
No, 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 no.
exes?
I'm sorry. I put that the wrong way. Um, she told me how did she say? She said she never hooked up with a guy while they were friends, if that
Okay,
makes
I
more.
yeah. That makes
Yeah, sorry
perfect
about
sense.
that.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Okay, so have there been any situations or incidents with any of her guy friends that have caused concern?
There isn't one particular incident, but there's always little things that happen here and there. Like maybe a week ago, I saw her texting and laughing at her phone, and when I asked her who it was, she was like, "Oh, it's just Austin. He sent me a funny meme." And I was like, "Oh, okay, what meme?" And she showed me, and I forgot what the meme was, but I saw that he had sent her several heart eye emojis.
Oh, yeah, that is not good at all. Did you see any response from her?
I don't think so. I was just so surprised to see heart eye emojis that I didn't really pay attention to anything else.
Okay, and to the best of your memory, the best of your recollection, can you say with 100% certainty that the heart eye emojis came from the Austin and not her?
That's just it. I'm almost sure, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, I mean, don't worry about that. Let me ask you this: how does she treat you overall? Is she respectful? Are you guys having sex? How's that going?
She treats me great.
Okay.
The sex is always good. She never turns me down. She likes spending time with me. She always wants to hang out. She gave me her location, so I have her location all the time. She's
Good.
usually pretty good at
Good, good,
checking
good.
in with me when she's out. So I'd say she treats me pretty good.
Okay, yeah, I would say so too. Okay, so talk to me about the conversation that the two of you guys had about making things official. How did she bring it up? How did she ask?
Well, we were
Well,
talking
better
about
yet,
holiday.
actually. Oh,
Oh, no problem.
yeah, real quick. How many times has she brought this up? First of all.
So far, only once. And the way she did it was she asked me what we were planning to do for Thanksgiving and if I planned on introducing her to my family.
The old "what are our plans for the holidays" conversation, man. Girls have been pulling this shit off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude, girls have been pulling this shit off since the beginning of time. So how did you respond?
I mean, I just told her, I said, well, that depends on where we are at that point.
Okay, and what did she say after that?
She didn't say anything, at least not that I can remember. She just kind of
Okay.
left it alone.
Okay, all right. So first of all, my first lesson here is never be afraid of a woman you're seeing. Okay, you said that you were afraid to bring up the whole guy friend thing because you knew that she would, put up a fight and that you were afraid to lose her. I want to make this crystal clear, Kerry. You must never, and I mean never, be afraid to piss off your woman or make her upset. And I'll tell you this, even more importantly, don't be afraid of her being pissed off or upset with you for an extended period of time. And the reason I tell you this is because women do not respect men who are afraid to do or say things that will upset them. Now, I don't want you to misunderstand me. This isn't to say that you need to purposefully upset or piss off your woman just to say that you can. But if a woman you're seeing picks up on the fact that you are avoiding doing or saying anything that may upset her even a little bit, not only is she going to start to lose respect for you, I can guarantee you that her behavior will start to get worse. And the reason for that is because she knows that you will not say or do anything about it.
I've heard you say that before, and I totally get it. But how do I get over that fear? How did you get over it?
Yeah, listen, it takes a lot of practice and a lot of experience. And listen, to be fair, Kerry, no man gets it right away. It does take practice. But the way I got over that fear was I had to make the conscious decision not to act afraid, which meant doing or saying something that would piss off whatever girl I was with at the time. And this is funny. The very first time I actually said something that I knew would upset the girl I was with, it really pissed her off. Dude, she called me crazy. She called me possessive, insecure, every
What
name you
happened?
can think. I'm sorry, say again?
Yeah, sorry. What happened? How did you deal with that, with all the gaslighting?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So after she stopped, talking and gaslighting, I said to her, I'm not giving you an ultimatum. I'm giving you a choice.
What was the choice that you gave her?
Excellent question, Kerry. That's exactly what I wanted you to ask. So let me give you some backstory here so you understand how this works. The long and the short
Okay.
of what happened was that I was seeing this girl who worked at Five Guys Burgers and Fries. This was back when pretty girls actually had jobs other than OnlyFans or IG model or any job where they make money based on their looks. Anyway, the girl's name was Victoria. Dude, beautiful girl, 24 years old, long brown hair, unbelievable ass, the whole bit. Well, as you can imagine, Victoria liked to go to the club every weekend, like most young, pretty girls did, when they lived in Vegas. Now, personally, I didn't really care because we were just casually hooking up. We'd never really talked about getting serious. Well, one Friday night, she asked if she could come over and hang out. And I was a little bit confused because that was a night where she normally went to the club. So I was like, okay, well, I don't have any other prospects. Yeah, sure. Come on, stop on by. So she gets to my place and she's dressed like she's going to the club, super sparkly cocktail dress, big hoop earrings, stripper heels and so on and so forth. So I figured I didn't know what was going on. I figured she was stopping by to say hey or whatever. And so I looked at her. I'm like, well, what's the occasion? She says to me straight up, I want to be your girl.
Oh, shit. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know if I can curse on here.
No, it's fine, man. Don't worry about it. Anyway, she was looking real good, but again, I knew she wasn't girlfriend material because she was always at the club, and because of that, I never took her seriously. I knew that she was recreational use only. So at that moment in time, I just kind of figured, okay, now is as good a time as any to sort of lean into this new don't be afraid mindset and just say what needed to be said, even though I knew she wouldn't like it. So after she said, well, I want to be your girl, I said, well, I don't commit to girls who go to the club. Obviously, Victoria was a club rat, and I knew she wouldn't like this. So she said, are you serious? I said, do I look like I'm kidding? And Kerry, I was dead ass when I looked at her, and she knew it. She knew it. She goes, so then she goes, you're being controlling or possessive or something like that. And I just kind of shrugged my shoulders. I said, yeah, maybe. When I said that with confidence. I didn't flinch. I didn't act like I was half kidding. I didn't act like I was afraid. I looked her right in the eye when I said, yeah, maybe. So then she sort of turns it up a notch. She's like, okay, you don't see the problem here? And I said, there is no problem. You asked me to be my girl, not the other way around.
Oh, wow.
Listen, you might sound, I appreciate you sounding impressed, but I was scared shitless, right? Like I didn't show up, but I was scared. I had never talked to a girl with this level of frankness before. Now on the outside, I acted like I didn't give a fuck and that I wasn't going to move off my square no matter what she did or said. But inside, I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm actually saying this to this pretty girl out loud. So once again, she starts the whole gaslighting thing. You're insecure, possessive, controlling, so on and so forth. So I just kind of let her ramble on until she finally says, well, this feels like an ultimatum. And so I said, I'm not giving you an ultimatum. I'm giving you a choice. You can either go to the club every weekend or you can be my girl, but you can't do both. It is either one or the other. That is your choice. That's exactly what I told her.
Oh, wow. What did she say after you told her that?
She didn't say anything. Here's how it went. She didn't say anything. She left it alone. She had a few cocktails and we just acted like nothing happened. We smashed a few times. And now here's the thing. She ended up spending the night, then spending all day Saturday with me. We're acting like boyfriend and girlfriend all day. She's holding my hand. She's being super affectionate. We did a little shopping. I even took her on kind of a proper dinner date. She spent the night again. She made me breakfast in the morning. I mean, after that conversation, Victoria literally acted like she wanted to be my wife all weekend long. It was insane.
Wow. So it worked then?
For a little while it did, but and again, we never really sat down and talked about it, but that little relationship, that didn't last long because, as you can imagine, a couple weeks later, she was right back at the club. And the way this is funny. The way that conversation went was she was at my place on Saturday night, like she was for the last couple of weeks, and she was texting with one of her girlfriends. And so she looks up from her phone and she says, hey, Erica wants to go to Surrender tonight. And just for reference, Surrender was a Vegas club at the Encore in the Wynn. I think it might be called Encore Night Beach Club or something like that. But back in 2012, it was called Surrender. Anyway, so she's like, hey, Erica doesn't want to go out by herself tonight. So do you mind if she comes and gets me? I said, sure. And she says, are you sure? I said, Victoria, I'm not your father. If you want to go to Surrender, go to Surrender. So she says, well, what about you and me? I said, what about you and me? She said, well, you said you don't date girls who go to clubs, right? I said, yep, that's what I said. So then she goes, so if I go out with Erica, what happens with us? I said, well, there won't be an us. And she goes, really? I said, yes, really. So and again, I let her prattle on I didn't respond after that. I just kind of sat there watching TV. She's kind of talking. About a half an hour later, Erica shows up and Victoria gets up and she leaves.
Oh, man. So that was it, huh?
Surprisingly, no. I did not expect her to come back, but she was back at my place after, I don't know, maybe an hour or so, and we smashed and continued seeing each other, but I stopped giving her the girlfriend treatment. And the reason why, as far as I was concerned, we were back to being casual. And this is the thing. She picked up on that. And eventually we ended up going our separate ways. But the lesson learned was that I didn't spontaneously combust when she started gaslighting me about my standards in terms of the kinds of girls I don't commit to. The world didn't come to an end, and nothing bad happened to me when Victoria got pissed off at me. And this is why I tell men to not be afraid to piss off your woman. She may not like what you say or do, but if you stand your ground, she will respect you. And women stay with men they respect a lot longer than men who do their level best to avoid confrontation because they're afraid of the wrath of their wives or girlfriends.
Okay, so how do I handle this situation with my girl?
Okay, so good question. So first of all, you're not going to bring it up again. Okay, you're going to wait until she does. And as a side note, this is exactly why I advise my guys: never angle for a relationship first, because when you do, you are literally forfeiting your right to exercise and enforce boundaries, standards, and expectations. Are we clear on that?
Yeah, definitely. That makes sense.
Okay, so the next time she brings this up, because you're not going to bring this up again, and let's just say she says, "Hey, are you going to introduce me to your parents on Thanksgiving?" Simply reply with, "I only introduce women I'm committed to my family." Now, when you tell her this, she'll likely say something, "Well, do you consider me to be your girlfriend? Or are we boyfriend and girlfriend?" or something to that effect. Your response will be, "I don't commit to women who
have a bunch of guy friends."
There you go. Exactly. Or even better, tell her, "I don't get into committed relationships with women who are friends with men." That way you cover all men, including her exes.
Okay, so what if she says, "Oh, you're being insecure," or "Oh, these guys have been my friends forever. Don't you trust me?" What if she starts to gaslight me the same way what's her name gaslighted you?
Okay, so if she says you're being insecure, simply shrug your shoulders and say, "Call it what you want." That's how I operate. If she says they've been my friends for years, again, shrug your shoulders and calmly say, "Well, that doesn't matter to me." And if she says, "Don't you trust me?" Tell her this: it takes a little while for me to trust anybody, and we haven't been seeing each other long enough to determine whether or not I trust you. And if she continues to give you a bunch of crap, don't panic, don't get emotional. Stay calm, let her say what she needs to say, and stand your ground. She might get pissed off and leave. She might just get pissed and stay. But either way, you have made it crystal clear where you stand. And where you stand is that she can either adhere to your requirements that you are not going to commit to girls who have guy friends, or she can have male friends, but she can't have both.
And what if she doesn't want to give up her guy friends?
If she doesn't want to give up her guy friends, it means she just doesn't like you as much as you thought she did. And that's perfectly fine. But at least now you know where you stand.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
And again, that's perfectly normal. But you can conquer this fear by standing your ground with this girl, because the more you do this, the easier it gets with other girls in the future.
Okay, so what should I do if she doesn't want to give up her guy friends?
Well, I mean, that's up to you. You can continue smashing her and keeping things casual until you can find another girl that you like better, or you can stop seeing her altogether. But what you will not do, Kerry, is introduce her to your family. It is very important that you stand your ground on this and not give in, because if you do, that is going to set a very bad precedent for your relationship, which will undoubtedly end because why? She smashed one of her exes behind your back. And that's normally how that goes.
Honestly, Donovan, this is probably some of the best relationship advice I've ever gotten from anyone, man. Thank you so much.
Dude, of course, man. This is why I do. And listen, call me back if there are any updates. Let me know what happens when you decided to stand your ground.
Yeah, okay, I definitely will. Should I just email you if I have an update, or...
Yeah. You can either email me or shoot me a DM on Discord. Either way is fine with me.
Okay, cool. I'll hit you on Discord if anything happens.
Okay, thanks for calling in, Kerry, and good luck. I look forward to hearing from you.